Hi there, and thank you for watching the video. What do I need to know about interim assessments? Mariana Ponte here with you, and Ben Colley will be also in this video. The purpose of it is to show you and walk you through these questions that as parents we have about interim, so we thought you could have them as well. And we hope it's beneficial to you. So Ben, what is an interim assessment?
So Guilford County Schools interim assessments are tests that are given to certain grade levels and subjects. Each test is made up of between 20 and 30 multiple choice questions. The tests are given to students about every 9 weeks around the end of each marking period. Now be aware these tests aren't graded and students' performance on this test should not affect their grades. Mariana, which students take interim assessments?
Well, anybody who is scheduled to take an end of the grade or an end of the course state test. This means students who are in 3rd through 8th grader will take math and reading. 5th and 8th graders will take the science interim assessment. And students who are taking math 1, math 3, biology, or English 2. So how are they made?
Well, an outside company makes them with guidance from Guilford County Schools Assessment Coordination Department. They follow the curriculum pacing for each subject that's shared with teachers. That way, each interim assessment only asks questions about what teachers have worked on with students. This is where it gets a little complicated, though. The questions placed on each test are designed to purposely have a wide range of difficulty. This means that there will be questions that very few students will get correct, along with questions that most of the students will get correct. This assessment design is standard industry practice. State tests are put together in the same way. The tests are designed this way so that teachers will be able to get a better idea of the level of difficulty your student can manage regarding subject area standards. So, Mariana, what is the interim assessment data used for?
Well, mostly by teachers, they use the data to identify the skills or the concepts and to prioritize them with your students. It also gives the teacher an idea of how comfortable the student is within each standard, because the different questions have different levels of complexity. The teacher can get an idea of what is it that the student can do independently before they start needing support. So what is a good score?
Well, that depends. There really isn't a good or bad score. Since the test is intentionally designed with a wide range of difficulty in the items, the average score on any of the tests is around 50% correct. The same is true for state tests. But that doesn't mean that above 50% correct is good and below is bad. And remember, these tests are scored but not graded. Teachers should have a pretty clear sense of which skills and concepts your student has mastered up to that point, and the complexity that your student is ready for. In that way, a good score might be any time a student gets correct all of the specific questions that the teacher expected him or her to get correct. So these tests are really all about getting the teacher some information about what your student needs in order to make better decisions about his or her learning goals. So as long as your student really takes the test seriously, it's a good score. However, we'll go on record as saying that if your student doesn't take the test seriously, the teacher will still get some valuable information. It just won't have anything to do with what your student is capable of in regard to the subject's content. So Mariana, is there anything parents can or should do to help students prepare for an interim assessment?
Sure. The most important thing is to remember that the interim is a check-in to help with seeing where your student is on his or her learning about that specific subject. So there really isn't anything to do to preparing the students for these kind of tests. The teacher has been doing that along the way. But you can help them stay on track with their daily work. You can make sure they rest the night before and they sleep well. And you can talk to them. You can tell them that you want them to try to answer every question correct if they can, but probably that doesn't mean that they're going to get all the questions correct. So that's not the goal, but to do their best. So Ben, how could I talk to my student about the interim?
Well, one of the best things you can do is to help your student understand that these tests don't show how smart or not smart anyone is. Getting all of the questions right doesn't make you smart, and getting them all wrong most certainly doesn't mean that you're dumb. Your student can also help the teacher by making a note about which questions they felt like they mostly understood, but were still lost enough to not know if they got the right answer. These are the type of skills that the teacher will want to prioritize for your student. But what about teachers, Mariana? What should parents talk to them about regarding interim assessments?
Well, remember that the score of the test is the less important information that you want to present to the teacher or want to get information from, but you want to find out whether the teacher believes that the student did his or her best on the test, and if not, what the teacher thinks was holding him or her back. This is valuable information to talk about in a parent conference. And remember also that support on your part as a parent doesn't mean that you're going to go home with all the information the teacher shared with you and then try to reteach your student. You may not have the skills to do that, but you can listen, you can try to guide your student at home, helping them problem solve on ways to support them, and also helping them see the effort that they're putting on these tests.
Here are the big takeaways that we think parents should know about interim assessments. Interim assessments are short, multiple choice tests that certain grade levels and courses each take 3 times a year.
They are purposely designed to have a pretty wide range of difficulty.
Interim assessments are not graded, and the actual score does not mean as much as the information the teacher gets about your student's ability level regarding specific standards.
And the best way to help your student prepare for interim assessments is to support them staying on track with assignments, be in communication with the teacher, make sure they sleep, and listen to any concerns they may have so that you can communicate them to the teacher. Well, thanks for watching.
If you have any questions or comments, go ahead and post them below this video and someone will respond to you.